I want that melt in your mouth confit salmon texture without using all the oil. So we're gonna sous vide it instead. If this works, the salmon should be silky all the way through, soft, barely set, and just starting to flake. This dish is inspired by a dish on Top Chef, so in theory it should work. All we have to do is execute and adjust along the way. So let's make it happen. This dish is inspired by Chef Vinny from Top Chef season 22. We are going to just break it up into its major components. We've got the confit salmon, the consommé, and the miso hazelnut butter. We're starting with the salmon. So let's get to it. Before we actually get started sous videing the salmon, what we need to do is cure it. So here I have a mixture of salt, sugar, and lemon zest that we're going to put over the salmon. The reason why we want to cure it is because it's gonna help ensure that the texture is firm, because if we just jump into sous videing it, it's going to end up mushy. And that's something that we wanna avoid. The ratio that I'm using is 1 part salt, a 1/2 part sugar, and we put a decent amount of zest in there, so hopefully the zesty flavor comes through, because this dish is gonna be rich. We wanna make sure that that's balanced, especially throughout this salmon.
I don't think we need that much.
Well,
But we got it.
but we got it. So what we're going to do is just pop it in the refrigerator for about 30 to 40 minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna get started on the miso butter. For the butter, we know that we have to add hazelnut oil. We gave it a taste, and was it subtle?
Yes.
Because it's subtle, what we're going to do is we're going to brown the butter, which I've already done here. The reason why we're browning the butter is because when the milk solids get nice and toasty, you develop a nice nutty flavor that will hopefully help enhance the nuttiness of this oil. So we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons.
Sure.
We're just eyeballing it. We've got a stick of butter, FYI. And the miso, because this is unsalted butter, we need to add a significant amount. So we're going for about 4 tablespoons.
2 heaping. Sounds about right.
So we're gonna give this a mix. Take a look at it. She's a beauty. We're gonna give this a mix, and we come back, we'll taste it, and we'll walk you through how we're gonna adjust this to make sure it's spot on. That's really good, actually.
It is.
It's nutty. It's salty.
Very.
It's fermenty.
Yep.
That's good. Great.
We should leave it like that.
I think we did it, guys, on our first try. So we're just going to move on to the next thing, which looks like it's going to be dealing with the salmon, because it's almost done curing. The salmon is done curing. We got rid of the excess. We rinsed it under the sink just to make sure there was nothing left over on top. We patted it dry. We put it in our sous vide bag, and now we are here. Because we are kind of trying to mimic the confit style without using so much oil, what we're going to do is add a little bit of olive oil to our sous vide bag to mimic that flavor without necessarily having to use all that oil. So we'll probably put a decent amount, maybe like 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil in here. And then what we'll do now is we'll vacuum seal it and then plop it in our sous vide bath that we've got going for 115 degrees. Our consommé is actually pretty straightforward because we're cheating a little bit. You know, why work harder when you can work smarter? We already have some collard green stock in our freezer, so that's what we're gonna use. We tasted it, and what did we think it needed?
Just a little extra pizzazz.
Great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some green onions in there, and to fortify that salmon flavor, because we want to bridge the gap between collard greens and salmon, we're just gonna use a little bit of the extra pieces of salmon in here so that there's a nice cohesiveness of flavor between our stock and our beautiful sous vide confit salmon. Great, so we're gonna let that go, and then we'll report back when this is done. The salmon is done, so what we're doing right now is we're finishing the mushrooms. You could just take a look. We finished them with a small spoonful of our miso butter. To cook this well, what we did was We put it in there dry pan, no oil. We actually put a splash of water. Mushrooms have a lot of water content, so if you start cooking it with water, it helps leach the water out of the mushrooms first, so that when you add oil, true browning can begin. So yeah, we're done with the mushrooms. We'll set this aside. We'll take the salmon out of the little sous vide pouch, and we'll get to plating. For plating, pretty straightforward. Lay down your consommé. On top of that, gently place your salmon. Top it with your miso hazelnut butter mushrooms, and then just garnish it with fresh chives, and then you're done. Now we can taste it. So get in here, sister. Let's take a bite. Ooh, look at that. Do you want a fresh squeeze?
Sure.
Whoa.
Not too much.
Cheers.
No small bites.
No small bites. Ooh. Ah. I think we nailed the texture. It's like soft and buttery.
It is. It melts in your mouth.
Which is
The goal.
and it's perfectly salted. Rated out of 10. 1, 2, 3, 9.5.
Ooh.
Great. I rated it high because I think it's really great. It's got the salty, it's got the umami, it's got the acidity. I think the smart move we did with the consommé was adding
The fish in there.
the fish in there because it bridges the gap between, you know, just basic collard green broth. Yeah, I think it's good. Why did you say 8.5?
It's a little fishy. Duh. But nobody me.
I can't believe she said that, guys. It's literally fish.
Yeah, I just, you know.
Maybe you would not have liked the salmon in the broth.
No, you see, that bite was pretty pleasant.
So
It's good. Okay, a 9. 9.5 is still too much, but for me, a 9.
I love this. I would make this again.
I would eat it again, though. I would.
I think
I still want something spicy.
something spicy would be so good.
Something pickled will hit so hard.
Like a pickled Fresno.
Situation.
I agree.
And
I
then
agree.
it would hit all
It
the
would
notes.
it would hit all the notes. Because the salmon is sweet, salty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I can't stop eating it. Thanks for watching this episode of Recreated Kinda. I hope you got inspired to get into the kitchen and make something delicious, not with a recipe, but say it with me. A little bit of intuition. Great. See you next week, guys.